Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the basics about how we as a department can use Adobe Acrobat Pro to do document remediation. As a department and as a college campus, we are responsible for making sure that all instructional materials, whether they are posted in a classroom environment or if they're posted onto the campus website, that they are properly remediated and that they can be accessible to anyone, regardless if they have a disability or not, to get the same information as anybody else. There are a lot of really cool tools out there that you can use to do this. We are going to be using Adobe Acrobat Pro today, and one of the tools that we can use to see whether or not a document has been properly remediated is also available to us, and it's called NVDA. This is a screen reader tool that is used by individuals who are low vision or blind to go through documentation or to go through a website to get information from the website or document read aloud to them. So I'm going to go ahead and launch it right now. And this should be installed on the student assistant computer as well.
NVDA 1 running window. Well, okay, OBS
And then what I'm going to do is
2.1
I'm actually going
minimize
to go,
moves the
and first things first, to get NVDA to stop talking, press Control. I'm going to go to the campus website right now.
tag PDF 1.pdf Adobe
And let me hit
OBS.
refresh.
Read more about XSC breaks ground on new
Let me hit refresh on
California
this page.
State University. Clickable banner landmark XSC
And right
home.
now what I'm doing is I'm hitting tab on the website.
Quick links navigation
And as you
landmark
can
list with
see,
6 items. View the campus. XSC.
It's going
Make a
through
gift
the
of XSC
website, and it's actually reading off what's on the website to us. Let me pause this rotator really quick.
California State University.
Let me press Control to get it to stop talking. I'm pressing Tab, and it's actually going through all the links on the website, and it's reading them aloud to me. I can also press Insert F7.
Elements list dialog.
And it'll give me a list of the different links, headings, form fields, buttons, and landmarks that are on the page, and give me a really good way to kind of navigate what's on the website in a condensed manner. So screen readers basically make it possible for individuals who might not be able to see the screen to navigate the information that's on the screen depending on what buttons they press when using a screen reader program. While this is a really cool tool and there are a lot of really cool screen readers out there, they only work as well as the documents and websites are designed to work with them. If you have a website that hasn't been properly remediated at all or hasn't been designed with accessibility in mind, this screen reading program isn't going to be much use to them. So we have a lot of really smart, really hardworking, dedicated folks to make sure that our websites are accessible and to also make sure that our instructional materials are accessible as well. That's where you guys come into play, and that's going to be helping them out to make sure that some of the documentation that is required for classrooms is remediated properly to make them accessible as well. As of right now, we only have one person that's working on that, and as you can imagine, when you have one person working on something for an entire campus, their workload can kind of be a lot sometimes. So you guys are going to be kind of helping out with that and getting some stuff assigned to you in the next couple of weeks to kind of learn about this process and kind of help out with that workload as well. So let me go ahead and quit out of narrator or out of NVDA.
Exit NV.
And let's go back to that document that we were looking at a second ago. So this document right here, if I were to go through it with a screen reader, actually let me see what the tags are on this right now. A screen reader would not work on this whatsoever because it hasn't been documented, remediated in any way, so it wouldn't know what to do with this. So what we're going to be doing is using Adobe Acrobat Pro to remediate this and tag this so that when an NVDA screen reader or any other screen reader goes through this document, it knows how to properly parse it and knows how to properly read it as well. So let me go ahead and launch the accessibility tool that's built into Adobe Acrobat. If you don't see this here on the right side of the screen and on the right side menu, what you can do is click on More Tools, scroll to the bottom, and click the Add button for accessibility, which I think, there we go. There should be an Add button here. You click that, it pops up over here. It's just that easy. So we'll go back to the document. We'll click the accessibility button, and we're going to click on accessibility check. And it's going to give us some options for checking this document. We're just going to go ahead and click start checking. and it's going to present us a quick overview of some of the issues that it's found. Two issues that will always be noted is reading order and color contrast. It will always note that because those things need to be manually checked by a person, because the computer isn't going to know what the proper reading order is of a document. So we need to have someone checking that to make sure that it is correct. Same thing goes with color contrast as well. So if I were to click on these little arrows right here, you can see that there are a few things that have been found with the document that need remediation. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go through some of these and fix it as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Let's get started with the two easiest ones to fix, which are primary language and title of a document. So when a document is remediated, one of the things that you need to do is you need to make sure that there is a language associated with it as well, so that the screen reader knows how to properly parse it. If you go to any properly remediated website as well, you will see that there is a language associated with it somewhere near the top of the page in the heading tag. So what we're going to do is go to primary language, right click, fix. We're going to say English because this is an English document. Click OK. Just that easy. We're already done with that one. Next thing is title, right click, fix. And as you can see, it's already been fixed because it has a title in the document. What we're going to do to just kind of double check that is click on File, go down to Properties, and we're going to see what the title of this document is here. I don't really like this title, so what we're going to do is Documents Example, and change the title on here. And as you can see, the title of the document has actually been changed up here as well. So two things already taken care of just that quickly. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to fix the tags on this document and actually add them to it as well. So tags are basically how the screen reader is going to go through this document to read the document to a user. In order to do that, we're going to click on the reading order option that's over here on the right. And it's going to give us this menu. And if you were to come over to the document with our cursor, you can see that we now have what kind of looks like a little crosshair. What we can do with this is we can actually drag this across, and we can start to select things on the document as well. Once that has been selected, all of those grayed out options that we had before on this menu, they are now ungrayed, and we can actually click some of the options on here to mark this up. Basically, what we do with this is we use it to select different things that are on the document to note what they actually are to a screen reader. So for example, this image right here, we can select this, and we can select this as a figure with a caption. We can actually add alt text to this. We can actually select this heading right here that says a trusted brand and give it a heading level 2 tag. Headings on a page are basically, they're kind of like landmarks. So think of it as a way of kind of like naturally parsing what the different sections are on a page or on a document to narrow down what you're looking for. So if I were to go back to our example of the campus website, I have a little Chrome extension tab here called Headings Map. If I were to click on that, you can see that we have the campus website kind of divided up into these different sections. So California State University, we actually have this out of order, so we need to fix this. What's going on, and then what's going on has two follow-up headings with heading level 3 of upcoming events and important dates. But on the very top, we have California State University San Bernardino, and that is a heading level 1. Every document and every web page is only going to have one heading level 1 per page or per document. So on the CSUSB web page, if I were to go to directory, if I were to click the headings tag, there is only one heading level 1 for this page. If I were to go to library, if it wants to work with me, and it might not work with me because this is a live demo, and live demos never go well. Let's do this. CSUN. If I were to hit heading level 1, let me pause this video really quick. You can see that there is only one heading level 1 for this page, and they actually have their headings in proper order as well. So they have one heading level 1, a few heading level 2s, and then underneath those heading level 2s, you have the appropriate heading level 3s, and if there was a heading level 4, they would be underneath the heading level 3. So it's kind of like a natural nesting of like what the importance of some of the documentation or the elements of that page are in numerical order. So level 1 is the most important, level 2 next most important, level 3 next most important, and so on and so forth. So if I were to go back to the document that we were looking at a moment ago, if I were to guess what the heading level 1 of this document would be, it would be this part up here that says brand loyalty. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to reading order, click that. As you can see, everything is grayed out. We're going to use our little crosshair to select this part right here. And we're going to go back to our menu and we're going to say heading level 1. And it's now been properly tagged. What we can then do is go to the next part, this little paragraph right here. Select that, and we can say text paragraph. And then we can go to the next paragraph. And then text paragraph. And then go down here, and because this is a different size and a different color, we can assume that this is a different heading for the page. And because we can only have one heading level 1, and there's no other heading in between, we can say that this is a heading level 2 for the document. Next, we have this text paragraph right here. We're going to go ahead and select that and call it text paragraph. And now we have this graphic image right here as well. If you have a image like this on a page, what you need to do is same tool. Go ahead and click and grab and select it. And we're going to select figure caption for this as well. We're going to say figure caption, and it's going to tag it as an image and as a figure, but we're going to then right click it and then say edit alternative text. So if you have an image on a website or on a page or on a document, you need to make sure that there is alternative text for that image as well. So if someone is using a screen reader with the document, they can know what the image is actually of. Sometimes this can be a little bit more of an art than a science when it comes to trying to figure out what the alternative text is for an image. So if you're ever unsure, you can always reach out to John or I and get a little perspective of what the alt text might be. So what I'm going to call this one is pie chart asking is what was the name of this chart? One second. Does it matter if a business is trustworthy? Let's do this. Pie chart with the question, does it matter if a business is trustworthy? The majority says yes. A minority says no. And actually, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I know in the video that I watch, which I will be sharing with you guys later on as well, they say 90% say yes and 10% say no. So I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit. It doesn't actually give us the numbers on the image itself, but I'm just going to go ahead and type them here. 90% say yes. 10% say no. And then OK. So now we have alternative text tagged for this image as well. When you're adding alt text to an image in a document, one of the things you need to make sure you do is you don't add image of or graphic of or picture of, because the screen reader will already announce that. So you don't need to add that to the alt text for the image because it's already going to be read as image of pie chart with the question, does blah, 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 blah. So that's already going to be announced, so make sure you don't add that to the alt text. Now we're going to come down to this last paragraph. We're going to say this, and we're going to say text paragraph. And now this document has been fully tagged. Let's see what happens. And it might say still not fully tagged because of this bar up here and also because of this bar down here. Let's see what happens though. Check again. And it's saying read order failed. Let's see what isn't. Let's do this. Accessibility check. In the meantime, though, let's see. Tagged annotations, tab order, failed. Page 1. Not really sure what that means. But as you can see, if I were to come over here to the tag section, I now have everything in order and properly tagged as well. And if you're wondering how to get these little icons on the left side of the screen, this right here is the reading order icon, so that you can click on this and it'll give you like a little quick snapshot of what the reading order is of all the tags that are on the web page. And then if I were to click on this little icon right here, this will give you an overview of the specific tags on the web page as well. You can get these added on by clicking on View. Let's see here. Page Display, Tools, Show Hide, Navigation pane, and then click on Tags, and then if you want, you can click on Reading Order as well and get them added onto there. So this document is, for the most part, now remediated, and we can go back to the MeisterTask workflow that we were using before. And if you haven't seen that video yet, be sure to watch that whenever you get a chance. So let's say we had this document assigned to us for remediation. We would add that onto the card that it was assigned to, and we would either pass that off to the next student to do a second check, or if we were the second student doing a check on the document, we can then pass it off onto the next column and assign either John or I to do a final check on that document. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to watch it when you can. Basically, there are 2 videos that you should be watching. 1, the workflow that we're going to be using for MeisterTask, and then 2, this video that'll show you some of the basics of how to do document remediation as well. If you have any questions on any of this process, be sure to reach out to us and watch the videos that we have sent out to you guys to watch as well. And yeah, thank you again for your help. Document remediation is a big task. So having you guys help us out with that is going to be a big help as well. So thank you so much, and be sure to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.